I think it's pretty important that women get equal representation with equal work, especially when they succeed at something for such a long time at a high level, with the United States putting us on the map.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 4 of the Brochurelist. You're here with your host and your comrades, Andre, Tunde, Dabs, and Dante. We're bringing you the masculinity without the toxicity. You know, carrying is cool. And let's get warmed up today. Let's get warmed up. So I'm here, and I want to ask y'all, what is the best Little Debbie treat? You know, you got zebra cake, cosmic
Ooh,
brownies, with the Nutter
ooh,
honey bars,
ooh.
oatmeal cream pies, the birthday cakes. I think they have like the ho-ohs, the cupcakes. What's the best Little Debbie snack? You can only take one with you. For like, you know, you're in elementary school and your mom puts one into your lunchbox for like your little snack. What's the one you're hoping is in there?
Dre taking me down memory lane. Got a little tingle up my spine. So many choices, bro. So many. You got oatmeal. You got honey buns, cosmic brownie,
Yeah,
Debbie,
yeah.
zebra cakes. Bro, so if we pick one, is that off or everybody get to choose?
Everyone can pick, yeah.
All right, cool. I say a honey bun, but specifically a warmed up honey bun for eight
You do
seconds.
the regular ones or the white frosted ones?
No, regular, white frosted. Nah, regular. Yeah, can't beat them. You can't beat that. Warm it up in the microwave, put it in, boop, boop, put it in your mouth. It's good to
Not
go.
bad, not bad.
When when Michelle Obama did the whole thing in school, we started selling like snacks out of our backpacks, and honey buns was one of our best sellers. Those and Big Texases. I don't know if people know what Big Texas
Oh,
the cinnamon buns
That's
are.
not
Those
Little
weren't
Debbie
Little
though, is
Debbie.
it?
Those weren't Little Debbie.
I'm
Those
like,
weren't
is
Little
that Little
Debbie.
Debbie? Okay, I was about
But
to say if that's Little Debbie, then I'm switching.
those were our two
I love
best
those.
selling
I
like
love
food
those.
items.
Yeah, bro, Big Texas can't go wrong. Even though it's not Little Debbie, but
All right, Dabs, what you taking?
I'm gonna go with the oatmeal cream pie.
Fire.
They
Don't say
that's what.
it. Don't say it, Tune. Why you gotta
Stay over
smirk?
there. Just
Why
stay
you gotta
over there.
smirk? Just stay
I'm
muted,
muted. I'm
bro. Just
muted.
stay muted.
Bro, I knew something he was about to say. Nah,
Oh my gosh, bro.
bro,
I ain't gonna
you are.
lie. I'm with you. I'm picking the oatmeal cream pie too, bro. That's oatmeal cream pies are fire. Tune, what you taking?
I'm gonna keep it real simple. I love those crumb donuts. The crumb donuts are my favorite. No, you get a pack of like 6 donuts and little. They all like 6 little donuts. That's Little Debbie. They got donuts like that.
mm.
Yeah,
Oh really?
I know your
Oh yeah,
mom's right.
yeah, yeah,
Them
yeah.
bitches dry as hell.
Need some water,
Those
bro.
bitches slap. Definitely with a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
With a cup of coffee. You in elementary
Coffee?
school?
You're in elementary school. What you going through? Hey, said fraction used to be.
I'm still smashing
I'm
them
still
now. I'm
getting
still smashing
down.
them now. Yeah.
The mixed fractions.
Yep, we'll get into it. What's happening now? Pretty short one this week, but first up on the list is that Russia invaded Ukraine. I know we've talked about Russia a few times, and Russia, Putin recognized the separatist groups within Ukraine as, you know, them wanting their sovereignty from Ukraine. So he's essentially recognizing them as Russian and moving troops into those areas. So I know we've talked about it a lot, but you know, prayers up for Ukrainians.
I'm
Dang, that's
pretty
crazy.
sure they just saying they cutting them off from financing right now, right?
But sanction, I mean, I did see something where Biden he passed some type of sanction, some small sanction, but I mean, they still gonna try to go in there and take over what it seems like. So yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, I talked to my friend from France this past week and just got like his thoughts on it, and he says the same thing that we were saying about how it's just a sticky situation, and prayers up for everyone in Ukraine, but like we always talked about, there's two like sides to that coin, and I think we just gotta wait and see how it plays out. It's not good. War's never good.
I there's two sides, but like there's Russia's like undoubtedly like an imperialist aggressor in this situation, and that's coming from an American who we can never keep our nose out of anyone's business. But I
The
don't
world,
know like what Russia's thoughts are. Obviously, you guys, like you said, they're gonna a lot of the European countries and the U.S. are gonna put sanction on Russia. I don't know like how they plan on like surviving like even let's say that this didn't go into like a full on war. There's like going to be like long term financial punishment for this. I guess maybe they tie up with China as their buddy, but I know they're already like close, so I don't know how you survive economically.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
this might sound a little
I don't know,
ignorant,
man.
but when you said like America just like stick their nose in everybody's business, I don't really understand why we care. Or we just like pretending to care? Like, what's the point? Like, that's my biggest thing. I'm just like, I don't care no
I mean,
more.
that's a fair
Like,
question.
I don't
You
get
do
why.
you mean like why like I would care about Russia invading Ukraine?
No, I'm saying like,
No,
why
no,
does
not
America?
us. I think he's saying our
Yeah, why?
government, like our government, like what?
Um, well, I guess the reason that our government would care aren't maybe and clean morally. Like our government is going to pump them with weapons, send a bunch of weapons to Ukraine. Obviously, that's going to help Raytheon, Boeing, all the weapons manufacturers, the stoking of war, and those people fund them in terms of campaign donation, etc. So I mean, that's why some like politicians might say they care. I mean, I'm sure there's some politicians who, even though they aren't of the strongest moral fabric, look at it as imperialism and they're like, okay, we shouldn't probably just let people run all over whatever country they want to, even though we do that, but maybe they don't see it through that like self-reflective lens. I know that Kenya gave a really good speech. Their ambassador in the UN gave a really good speech, and I encourage everyone to listen. I'll put a link to it in the description. But essentially, what he talks about is Europe went into Africa and separated all the countries into different geographies based on how Europeans wanted to divide them up, not by how Africans were already divided. So, as many people know, there's African countries where these people never associated together because of this is how Europe decided to divide them up. And he says, but we didn't let those lines that Europe drew up turn us into having full on wars with each other to try and get our countries back. Like if there's a neighboring country to Kenya, they didn't go to war with that country because people in that neighboring country thought they identified with Kenya. Like no, they went about this in like more civil political manners. And he's essentially saying like, yeah, maybe there are Russians in Ukraine that want to be part of Russia, but you don't go about that and taking over the country. So, like I said, I think everyone should go listen to the speech because I can't do it any service. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm sure some people just care because people are going to die and it's going to be violent and costly to people that are there.
True thoughts. True, very true.
What happens if, they let him just have what he's looking for in Crimea? Do you think he keeps expanding? Do you think this could be solved with like a meeting of the minds, an impasse, or not an impasse, but a meeting of the minds where they agree to just hand over Crimea and let's just end it right there? Or do you think it just won't end?
Yeah, I think that's just like my true question. And like a couple of weeks back, we were talking about that one article where Putin said like he wants to unite Crimea because as one Russia. So like, does he just stop there, or does he
I
just
feel like
keep
they asked the
going?
same
I
thing
mean,
with Hitler when he was doing it. Like,
yeah, but Hitler conquest. I mean, it didn't start in 1939. It was like 1933, and then like and so on. Like he just kept going and going and going. So I mean, like, and then he had the depression
the
too.
other thing
So
with nukes, the
nobody could
nukes thing,
really
I just don't think
do
anybody
nothing.
gonna ever pull the trigger on nukes. I know, like it's like whatever, but I feel like we just like don't have like an unwritten rule. Like even if he like try to invade other countries, like no one shoot their nukes. Like no one shoots their nukes. That's what I was thinking. Like the other day when I was reading on this stuff, like I think it's just gonna be an unwritten rule. Like I don't think anybody will ever pull the trigger on nukes unless it's just like I don't know, Hitler level type stuff.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
don't know.
there's this question to answer your question, Tunde. I don't know like what the line is. Like, let's say Ukraine said, "Okay, you can have the eastern part of the country. Just leave us alone on the west." Like, I don't want you guys like next to me still. Like, I'm sure Ukraine wouldn't want that. Like to give that. And I mean, like, I would look at that in the way that what if like America tried to go to like Canada or Mexico, and we clearly could take it if we wanted it, but I don't think they would be ready to like cede it to us, and I'm sure that many Ukrainians think of it the same way.
But also, like, Canada and Mexico really, I don't believe, ever belonged to America. This is a different situation where it belongs to them. And I'm just playing like devil's advocate. Like, if if Putin keeps asking NATO not to keep moving east, where do they need to draw the line and say, hey, what are their reasonings for keep pushing? I know they have that open door policy when anyone can join, but what are they gaining from keep pushing? Because people's lives are at risk based off the decisions of rich, powerful people. Like,
Are they still
I
afraid
mean,
of?
at the end of the day, like NATO could be every country in the world. I mean, every country in NATO has to approve a vote for someone to join NATO. Like, even though it's like they allow people to come to the table, like, now it's 30 some odd countries. Every one of those countries has. So I think the last one that tried to join was like Belarus, and I think like France and Germany both shot that one down. They're like, okay, like we're kind of drawing the line here. All it takes is one. So I don't know like in that regard, but at the end of the day, like NATO's not aggressing. Like it could surround Russia completely. It doesn't matter. Like they aren't walking in there and saying like you have to give up your land, you have to do this for us. It's an alliance to defend themselves from Russia. That's what it was, and I'm obviously a lot of former Soviet countries are leveraging it as such.
I don't really like agree with that. Just because if you look at it from a Russia standpoint, like the whole point of NATO is to defend themselves against Russia, but
Be on
from a
Russia's
Russian, like from a Russian standpoint, you surrounded me with my enemies to a certain extent. Like that's the other thing. Like was
I
NATO
feel like Russia
created-
has. I feel like they have a really big like victim complex. Like you created this scenario in which people need to defend themselves, and then when they set up to defend themselves, you're like, "See, look what they're doing. Look what they're all doing." Like you were the aggressor against all these Eastern European countries. You were the aggressor in Ukraine. So if they try and say, "Okay, look what they're doing to us," Ukraine's like, "Do you see what they're doing? Like, can we join you guys to help us out?" Like NATO isn't in the wrong for saying like, "Yeah, they are kind of threatening to kill you all or take over your country." Like NATO's not in the wrong there.
Yeah, I get that.
whatever happened with, because Putin met with the Chinese, the prime minister. What is their leader? Supreme leader? What is it?
You say
I think he
supreme
might be
leader.
a president. I think he might be.
I say supreme leader.
Supreme leader.
Whatever happened with that meeting?
I don't know about that communication though. I'm not sure.
Because that's Ed Hardy, Jeff Hardy level tag team right there. If them boys get together, that's something I was worried about. What China gonna do with all this going on?
China been
I
chilling.
mean, I think they're staying pretty neutral because they're a lot better about being a world power that's still, I don't know, gets theirs in a more diplomatic means as opposed to Russia kind of
Strong arming.
using more strong arming their way around.
I mean, hey, don't China got like the largest like standing army right now?
Probably population wise, but they definitely aren't the most like
Yeah, yeah.
funded or technologically
Yeah, no,
advanced.
just like what
But,
people
yeah.
wise. Yeah.
But yeah, prayers up for Ukraine. Obviously, we've talked about this one a lot, so I don't want to stick to it too much.
Sorry to hijack the show from Dre, but we do have one segment we haven't released yet, and it's called the hot seat. And I want to bring someone to the hot seat this week. It's always going to be on at the edge of their seat. We're putting you on the hot seat this week, Dabs. As we talk about Russia, and we've seen videos about Russian military people, shooting flaming arrows and stuff. And Dabs has said that he don't want no smoke from these Russians, but because they be fighting bears as kids. We saw Khabib fight a bear when he was a kid, and now Dabs don't want the smoke. but we have BM evidence that Dabs has said he can take on a bear in a fight. So Dabs, you're on the hot seat. Explain yourself. Can you still take on a bear in a fight?
So do I have to explain myself or just answer your question? Like I'm
Explain
confused.
yourself. You're on the hot seat. Cool it down.
Okay, so this is what I said. This is what I said. I posted a picture of a very young bear, and I said, "You're supposed to run away from brown bears and hold your ground against black bears." That was the whole point of my whole entire like soapbox, what I was standing on. They turned it into, Josh, you can fight a bear. I said I could fight a bear cub, like a smaller bear, not like obviously like an 800-pound bear. Like I would be able to fight for my life with a smaller young adult black bear, like a bear that's like eating berries, like the black bears that run away from people like raccoons. That's what I was talking about. They blew it all the way out of proportion. Okay, I said that Khabib fought black bears in Russia, like wrestled them as an 8-year-old, 9-year-old kid. So that was my point. So I don't think that warrants a hot seat, but yeah, yep, that's my response.
I'll say the size of the bear got smaller and smaller as the argument went on in the chat. It started as this young adult, and it went from this like 200, 300-pound black bear to like this 90-pound
newborn.
baby.
Just a newborn bear now.
And
I can be a cub bear. I can be a cub.
Bro, you
I
can
definitely
fight a bear, bro. That's what I feel.
My dog weighs 70 pounds, and like even though I think I might be able to take him, I don't want smoke. Like I don't like if he was really like bloodlusted, I don't want smoke. So I don't want no smoke from a 200 plus anything bear. I don't care if it's bloodlusted. I don't want it. I can't do any damage to it. My only hope is like choking it out.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, in the original video in the chat, wasn't the bear like
big.
pretty big,
Like,
decent size? It wasn't a cub. We were specifically talking about that bear, and Dabs proceeded to move the goalpost so he could be the cub.
It was that video. It was that video I sent of that guy that was like in the woods, and the bear just like attacked him, and then
That is clear.
Oh yeah.
I remember it was the guy, and like his dog was about to get attacked by the bear, and the guy like grabbed the bear and like threw him outside.
He kicked it.
Yeah, he like kicked it and like was like pushing it out of the way. Like that's what I was talking about. Like it's not that I could do the same thing is what I said. I could do the same thing.
Nah.
Okay.
That's the same.
In the context, the argument sounded like it wasn't that I was going to come up against the same scared bear. It was going to be if this bear was bloodlust and trying to kill me, I could take it. Like,
yeah, I could.
Yeah.
I stand on that.
There it goes.
I said,
I want to see this. I really want to see this.
I said that size bear, like a 50-year-old, 60-year-old man, he had to be 50 years old, was wrestling with that bear and threw him outside. Like, y'all got to have some confidence.
No, he was not. He kicked him and he ran. He kicked him and he ran. He was not wrestling him. You are gassing
Listen. What y'all need to do is look yourself in the mirror. Say, I'm not a man.
Let's go to his
I'm not a man.
Let's go.
World War III, we calling on Dabs. When the Russians attack, we are calling on Dabs.
No, don't call me. Don't call me.
No, we call on you. Since you can beat a black bear, we call on you. Yep. Call on Dabs, y'all. We have a Dabs. We don't have a Hulk. We have a Dabs.
all right. Well, hopefully Dabs cooled his seat down a little bit, but I'm not buying it. But we'll keep it pushing into our second What's Happening Now. I really don't want to stay on this than that long, but Kim Potter, the police officer who shot and killed Dante Wright, this is the one. You see, I have to like explain which of the ones it is, where the officer accidentally pulled out her firearm as opposed to her taser and shot and killed Dante Wright. She got 2 years. For something that's typically a much longer sentence, I think the judge gave obviously a very favorable sentence, even though she was found guilty. So that stinks, obviously, that you can regardless if it was an accident, because I honestly believe that it was an accident, but it's like, one, it's not an accident that's allowed to happen, and two, that's accident doesn't warrant a 2-year punishment.
People have went to jail for way less, for
Way
more,
longer. Way longer.
way longer. I don't, the judge is crying like she didn't mean to do it, guys. As a police officer, when you choose to be a police officer, you need to have the responsibility that you know that you have people's lives on the line every single day. The way that you're trained, all that should be of the utmost importance. If you are not, if you don't have that responsibility, or you don't feel as though that you should be able to hold on to that responsibility and hold yourself accountable, that I can take somebody's life with no repercussions at that moment, not saying like after the fact, at that moment, I feel like you should be held to the highest standard, and you should also be held to the truest extent of the law. I mean, like, you kill somebody, that is on you, no matter how you slice it. Like, and I feel like the punishment just didn't fit the crime there, even if it is an accident. Because, like I said, a lot of black people are in jail for a lot longer for way less. So, and I'm not going to talk about it a little bit more because I don't want to. It's fucking sad.
Yeah, I mean, I can just echo what you guys said. Like I said, people get a lot longer for a lot less. That's a huge part of it. And if it was if it was an accident at work, or is an accident, vehicular manslaughter, it's not even seen in the same light as someone who directly took a life of somebody else. So, like I said, you guys don't have much to say about it. It's sad, and hopefully one day we'll see a change. But that's all I got.
Yeah, I don't want to be the dead horse, but accident or not, I mean, a life was lost, and you can't get that back. His mom, his family, friends, loved ones, they can't get him back now. So I mean, just tapping her on the wrist with, I guess, a light sentence like that is just it's a slap in the face to the people that love them, and people, and other people who have been in that situation where they lost loved ones because of accidents, and the police not being properly able to handle situations like that. So like everybody's been saying, it's pretty sad, but hopefully that we will see a change, where we just don't constantly see this happening. So that's
I'll
all I got
pose
to
a
say.
question to you guys about this that I just thought of. Should there be a minimum sentence based off of when someone loses their life, no matter what the case was? Like, could we put like a time frame when you took someone's life, you were directly responsible? There's a minimum sentence that everyone has.
It's murder though. Like, the thing is, it's not minimum sentence. If it's like, if you go through the whole judicial process, like, it's either murder or it's not murder. I know it's like different degrees of murder, so that's like the minimum. But like,
Well, this wasn't considered murder; it's manslaughter. But I'm saying, no
yeah, I know.
matter if
I'm
it's
saying,
murder or manslaughter, a life was lost. This is how many years you have to pay, no matter what.
what would be your minimum?
I asked you guys.
I guess that's like a weird, because so if, let's say, it was justified, are you saying that the person would still serve?
I'm saying accident, accident, non-accident. I Let's say even self-defense. It was just a minimum. A life was lost. You have to serve a minimum time.
I don't know if
Uh,
that's gonna work, big dog.
yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work. Just everybody under the same
Yeah, even if I
plane.
exclude practicality, so not whether it would work, I would probably still disagree. But one thing I have seen on TikTok a lot is a lot of veterans coming out about this type of stuff, and how obviously, like, these are people that were at the front lines of literal war, where you're in the Middle East, where your enemy can literally be in front of you face to face with a gun. Like, and if they don't do anything, you can't do anything. Like, you can't shoot them, you can't arrest them, anything. And obviously, you're not in your home country, so you don't have the jurisdiction. But they've been posing this a lot, in that you shouldn't, as a police officer, you shouldn't be able to shoot someone unless you're shot at. And that can sound like a crazy proposition, because you're like, okay, if someone pulls out a gun, how do I know? But I think they're operating, the veterans are saying this underneath this context, that you signed up knowing that you're going to risk your life. You have body armor. They don't have body armor, obviously. And we're in war zones and have a higher threshold for what has to occur to even pull a gun and shoot at somebody, and you're not meeting even the minimum of that in a lot of these cases where people don't even have weapons. They have to have weapons and shoot at us for us to even do anything in an active war zone. But in our home country, you kind of just get free reign. If something happens, you have qualified immunity to kind of excuse you from maybe an accident that did occur, whether it was an accident or not, or whether it was unjustified or not.
Oh, that's a great point because it's looking like a war zone, so you need to start treating it like one.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't really got no much to say after that.
I hate this topic.
Yeah, this
It's gonna become a reoccurring segment at this point.
I'm sorry. I'm sick
Right.
of this topic.
Yeah.
It's all good though. We gotta keep the faith. Keep speaking.
Better
out.
days. Better days.
Yeah. But we'll move past what's happening now. A pretty short one this week. And we're going to get straight into Smash or Pass. And where we're going to talk about some of the less imperative topics. Smashing or passing. Do we like it or don't we like it? First up on Smash or Pass, I'll start with you, Tunde. Woman cured of HIV in new, experimental cure for HIV. I think this must be the third woman, the first black woman, or the third black woman.
Mixed. She was a mixed race.
Yeah. I'm going to pass, surprisingly so. Magic Johnson already got the cure for HIV. That shit been out. Why are we acting like this brand new? There's even there's medicine you can take to be not asymptomatic, but like it's repressed. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you're right. So I didn't know this probably until like 5 to 10 years ago, that probably for maybe over a decade now, the medicine has come to a point where you can live a pretty normal life with HIV. Maybe not to like your 90s, but you can live well into your 70s and possibly even 80s with HIV. And there's even like medicines where if your partner has HIV or has contracted it while you're together, obviously sometimes it's contracted beyond someone's means. Obviously, it's not always through like sex or cheating. There's medicines that you can take that can stop you from contracting it as their partner, or if you have kids, stopping them from contracting it. So there is like a lot of medicine in place to help suppress it and give these people more fulfilling lives. But yeah, still just wanted to hear your guys' thoughts. Tay, I don't know if you have anything that you want to say.
I mean, I think it's a great breakthrough. As y'all been saying, like that we have medicine now to where people with HIV can actually live a sustainable life even with the disease. But from the article that I read, this was like being that this was like the first mixed person to receive this treatment, because I believe she received like an umbilical cord blood transfusion, and she was the first to receive that type of treatment. So I think just from a racial standpoint, that this will be big, for other races, and dealing with HIV. Through this breakthrough. So I mean, I don't really have a lot on this, but I just think it's great that the evolution of modern medicine, and how it keeps helping and helping just everyday people. So I mean, good on the scientists and the doctors for discovering this breakthrough. And we can just only hope that this can lead to an absolute cure, and not just treatments, but something that's absolute. So,
Dabs, any thoughts?
I think it was more like tabloid news, so I wanna pass. I'm passing that. I mean, is it like it's not like a real like is the cure to HIV like here like is it their true cure? Like is it absolute? Isn't
No,
yeah,
I
that's
just
what I'm
said
saying. So
no. I just said I hope it's absolute, but it's like it's more of like a breakthrough case where they were experimenting on. They're experimenting, I think, on like 25 patients with different different treatments, and this one worked on the type of treatment they were using. So it was more like a breakthrough case.
Yeah, I'll smash it in that aspect, in that it is interesting more so on the experimental treatment, and this could be leveraged in other places. Obviously, HIV isn't something you want to mess around with; it's a dangerous virus, but I think it essentially sounded like they were using umbilical cords as a substitute for stem cells or embryo cells to help
That's smart
cure.
as hell.
Umbilical cord blood.
Yeah,
Umbilical cord
so
blood.
if you can leverage that in other places within health, obviously this breakthrough could help people with cancers or various other illnesses. So
You guys remember
I'll
how big
smash.
like
Yeah, because I think all three of the patients had leukemia in that
Yeah.
article. So they were treating that, but then they also, figured that discovered that I think it's been like more than 14 months that she was treated with this treatment, and she still is HIV. She still hasn't. They haven't detected any HIV in her. So I mean, hey,
remember
shout outs to
remember
modern
how
day
like
science
much of
on
a
that.
hot topic stem cell research used to be, like in like the presidential races and stuff. That used to be like
Yeah, I feel like
a
we were in
huge issue.
middle of
Yeah,
high school.
That used to be
Yeah.
a huge issue. Ain't nobody brought it up since.
yeah, for real. Nah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Probably
Very
because
crazy.
it's related to obviously like embryos and abortion, or it's tangential.
Yeah.
But like I think Tunde made a good comment in that Meg Johnson had the
Magic
cure, but
Johnson.
that it's more so the comment like the bag is the cure. Like if you have money,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
the things that
no.
you can do with your
Every
health
single
are unreal.
every single time I see something like this, I always think of that Family Guy episode when Mr. Pewterschmidt, he had cancer, and like he was like on his deathbed, and then like the next day they was like, hey, he about to die, he about to croak over. Next day, man's just standing up, jawing, and I was like, and then they figured out he had the cure, and he was just like, I mean, like I make a whole bunch more, I make a lot more money providing treatments for people and people making payments on these treatments than I would giving the world the cure. And I was just like, bro, like that's really how it is. Like you trying to tell me there's no cure for cancer, HIV? They got it out there. It's just not accessible to the general public.
the COVID vaccine was fucking with their pockets, so that shit came out and expeditiously, the fastest it's ever been. It was like this shit gonna take years for the vaccine to come out. That shit was back the next day. Like get the economy back on.
Remember
That
they
shit
were
crazy.
rolling that bitch out like the Larry O'Brien
Yeah,
trophy when they rode that bitch in the suitcase.
yeah, that's crazy.
All right, next up on Smash or Pass, I'll start with you, Dabs. Disney is creating a Disney adult neighborhood. So these neighborhoods that circulate obviously around Disney adults, but there's been this huge like social media push against Disney adults and how they're maybe outcasts or weird individuals for their obsession at such an age
We don't judge
with
here though. We don't judge.
we don't judge with Disney culture. But what do you think about Disney making some neighborhoods for Disney adults and developing?
So is it? It's like a Disney, like I guess, like a Walt Disney World, but for adults, right? Is that what
Like
this
it's a
is?
community.
It's not. Yeah, it's like a like there. It's like a yeah, it's like a neighborhood that revolves around like maybe there's a HOA and it's a Disney HOA and all the events that they probably put on through your funds or the parks and stuff would all revolve
Your home
around
will also
Disney.
be themed like Disney and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, like I love watching Disney. Like it's some good Disney movies. Like I watch with my girl or whatever. Like just because she like watching Disney movies. I guess like
You know
I mean
you
it's
like
innocent.
Coco. You was
Bro,
crying to
Coco was
Coco,
sweet.
wasn't you? You was
Coco was
crying,
sweet.
wasn't
I
you?
mean, Coco
Don't
was sweet.
stop.
Like I low key be like into the movies. Like the movies are straight. Like and I'm probably gonna keep watching Disney movies until I have kids, and then they gonna have to watch. Like Disney just gonna run the world. But that's like some weird shit. I'm not gonna lie. Let's keep it at Disney World. That's my take on it. It's very weird.
All right, a pass from Dabs. Tay, smashing or passing?
I probably pass. Just a quick statement. I mean, if I guess the target audience is Disney adults and that fan base. So I mean, like if they want to do it, I mean, good for them. I guess they feel some fulfillment, or they feel close or whatever by making this move. I mean, the only question I would have would be like, how much is it to like I guess sign up for this? Like, how much would it be? Because like it's either gonna be like in Cali or Florida. So I mean, like, how much is this gonna be? So that would be my only question.
Very expensive.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is it like, yeah? So that would be my only question: is just how much would this be? And like, I know people would do it, but it's just like, is it worth it in the long run? I mean, like, is it some? If you sign up, is it like a special benefit? Do I get? Am I able to go to Disney for free? Like, if I like sign up for this neighborhood, like, am I gonna get like some ticket discounts or something? Like, so is there like a return of me like signing up for this community? Because I know it's gonna cost a whole bunch of money to sign up for this.
I'll pass because I don't want any more like super wealthy companies at that and people owning the housing market already than they already do, because it's already atrocious, and I don't want Disney ruining it even further. So I'll pass. Tune.
So, looking into it's gonna like it's gonna be like living at Disney World. So you're getting like the services and stuff. So you're getting like concierge services, you're getting room service. The clubhouse is gonna be like, it's like they're bringing like the resort to these developed homes and stuff. But then also they're gonna have like that Disney focused activities and different things like that, where people are gonna be running around with Mickey Mouse in the cul-de-sac, I guess. Um, this is gonna be super expensive. This is gonna be only for rich people. And as Dre said, the housing market is horrible right now. I work in multifamily housing, and I'm getting kind of sick and tired of it, because sometimes it is hard seeing these prices that people are paying for homes. So I'll have to pass on this because it's not going to be realistic for your everyday American to afford. And I'd love to see a world where we can all have great amenities and services in our homes. So I'll have to pass.
If you want to live with Mickey Mouse every day, just do some drugs or something. I don't know.
What?
Because that
Just
shit
move to
sound
New
like,
York.
that
Just
shit
move to New
sound,
York.
yeah, like that shit sounds terrible. I wake up every day, I hear
New
Minnie.
York.
The fuck?
See a big rat.
That shit'll fuck me up. I'm good.
Oh my
They're gonna be like, oh, you didn't pay your rent.
That's like, I don't know if you've seen like the South Park episodes
Yes,
with
when-
Mickey Mouse
yes,
at all.
it's
That
When
shit
he's running
funny.
like the Jonas Brothers and stuff like that.
He's breaking legs
Not
and stuff.
playing.
Mickey
Yeah.
don't play about his bag.
He don't.
Oh
You don't
my
have you don't have
God.
Goofy outside your door.
Oh my God. All right, next up. I saw this on my trending today. Arthur is coming to an end after 25 years. Good old Arthur. I didn't even know that Arthur was still going.
Dude, I did not know
that
that
was such
either.
a staple. of
I ain't either.
PBS,
That
though.
song is so fire. The opening song, the intro. Every day when you walking down the street. I don't even remember the rest. That's all I remember. And I say, hey.
Wonderful time today.
There we go, Daz.
Yeah, that I'm a smash on this just because Arthur's such. Obviously, I don't want it to end. I didn't know it was even going, so I don't really care that it's ending.
I
But
didn't
I don't
either.
want it to end now. But they're like all grown now. I didn't know that. Like,
Are they
Muffy
grown? No,
is-
they're not grown in the show. They're doing like their last episode is gonna be like a all grown up episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, huh? So yeah, I'll smash this because what a great show. Growing up to.
I'm gonna smash
And-
it because Arthur is
man.
black. A lot of they all black. Everybody
I
besides.
don't know.
But Benny is Benny is Benny the rabbit.
Yeah, yeah,
Benny-
yeah. Benny the token
Benny,
white.
Benny rocking with us. Benny rocking with us, and we rocking with Benny.
Right.
Oh no, his name is Buster. Buster, that's his name.
Buster.
Buster.
Buster. Yeah,
Benny was the
yeah,
one with the
Buster,
big,
Buster,
big
Buster.
dude.
Rat.
The big
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. The I don't even know what he was.
He was a
Ratburn
bulldog,
was
wasn't he?
Black too for sure.
Oh,
know
Professor
what
Rat
he
or the teacher Ratburn.
Yeah.
Did y'all see his
Not only-
his sister a Fed? DW,
Yeah, I was about to say
DW,
that.
yes,
She a
sir.
man. She a man.
Oh yeah,
No.
DW is a Fed, and Muffy's like the mayor now or something like that.
Is Muffy the? She like the mouse too, right? I can't
I don't
remember
know.
Muffy.
Arthur's supposed to be an anteater, so like,
Did you guys ever read these books? There were books first, you know.
yeah. When I was a
I
kid,
probably
yeah.
did, but I can't
Yeah, I'm
remember.
smashing this for sure. This fire. That song is good. Like Dre, buy the rights to the song. Play it for our people, because that song is gas.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad that Arthur's coming to an end, but I'll probably pass on this one. I think what Sesame Street. I mean, from when we were kids, is like pretty much the only relevant, like child-like show that's still like airing new episodes, right?
Well, they ever end at Sesame Street, I'm gonna cause a riot.
Yeah. So I mean, like I mean, for our childhood wise, it's sad, but I mean, like all good things must come to an end. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and
Apparently, they
pass
had
on
their
this one.
rap party like 2 years ago. That's crazy. You gonna pass? Yeah, that was a good statement. Every good thing must come to an end. I like that.
I'm a pass too, just because it's not. I mean, yeah, like I didn't even know it was still going on, and I'm pretty sure kids don't watch Arthur
I
anymore.
honestly did not know what was going on until I seen like Dre said trending. I was like, oh, Arthur's still
Honestly,
on? Kids
and
still
Arthur
watching
has
this?
given us hella memes in the past like 5 years of our
Yeah,
lives.
Yeah,
And these are like the OG episodes. That's how I didn't know it was still going, because all the memes were coming around out of the original episodes. So
yeah.
that's
Can I
obviously crazy.
can I ask a question? What is you guys' favorite PBS show? Because that's what it was. PBS.
Um,
I know mine is Cyber Chase easily.
I was about to say the
Damn
same
it! I
thing.
knew you were.
Cyber
I
Chase
knew you
was
were. I had to
fire.
steal it. I had to steal
Cyber
it.
Chase was
I had to steal it
fire.
before you said it. I saw it on your fucking face. Y'all two didn't watch TV or PBS growing up?
That's all
I
I did.
watched PBS, but I don't
That's
remember.
all I
No,
did. Was watch
y'all
PBS.
getting
I didn't have
old.
cable.
Hold
I
on.
was
I gotta
poor.
look. I gotta look them up. I gotta look
PBS
them
was the
up.
only thing I could watch.
Cyber
until I was
Chase.
14.
Cyber Chase was fire.
Cyber Chase was code.
Yeah.
Oh, Bob the Builder was PBS?
What? That was That was Nick Jr.
No, it was, yeah.
Nah, bro. I'm looking at it right now. Hold
This
on.
is Sesame Street.
If Bob the Builder was PBS, then that's
Oh,
yeah.
I got one.
Thomas
Make sure it's
Friends? Thomas
I
and
got
Friends PBS?
Low-key, Caillou was fire. I'm not
You
gonna
like
lie.
Caillou?
Caillou
I
when I was a
hated
kid.
Caillou. I wanted
I
to
ain't
whoop
like
his
no
ass so
Caillou.
bad, bro.
Ooh, wait.
He's badass.
There was one who.
Oh, Mr. Rogers was PBS, wasn't
No, I got a good one for y'all. Y'all
Sesame
remember
Street
Great Big
was
Book of? Y'all remember Great Big Book of Everything?
he? Mm-hmm.
That shit was
Curious
good.
George or like, there's some
Yep.
goats in here.
Clifford was PBS?
Clifford was
Clifford
PBS.
was.
Clifford was good.
Clifford.
Yeah, bro. I mess with Thomas and Friends.
I didn't like that.
Thomas
show,
Juju
bro.
Train?
That's,
That kind of creeped me
That's-
out.
yeah.
Thomas kind of creeped me out, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
The only reason I remember because like when I was little, I had like the little playset, like the little Thomas and Friends playset, so I just played with it all the time. So I mean, that is a show I messed with when I was
Side note though, the best TV shows when we was kids, like in that time frame, was Cartoon Network, 100%. I don't know what it was about, bruh, but like everything
bag.
was like deep, like the storyline.
Okay. All right. Next up on Smash or Pass, U.S. Women's National Team settles out with the I don't know, the U.S. Soccer Association, or however they name their association, out of court for equal pay. So I don't know all the details, but essentially they're at pay parity with the men now, and I think they got some type of pay in the settlement to essentially for back pay for the years that they weren't paid appropriately. So what are your thoughts, Tunde? I know you're the native soccer player of the group.
the footballer.
Bing, 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 bing.
I think it's amazing. It's about damn time. And it's the one sport where we can't make that excuse as, oh, they don't bring in enough money, because they jump-started U.S. national soccer when they were killing it with Alex Morgan, Hope Solo, Carly Lord, and all them. I think that was in 2016, I want to say. We were winning gold, and everyone was just,
Oh,
we believe that
Solo.
we will win.
I ain't heard that name
Yeah, a
in a
little
minute.
scandal, but hey, that's beside the point. Um,
So, I ain't heard that name in a minute. Hold on now.
playing club soccer at CMU, we play like we were good friends with the soccer girls there. We played D1, and we practiced with them sometime. And those girls were good. And I know like Maddie, and Maddie Poe, and she plays for the Portland Thorns. Dre, you live out in Portland. She plays for the Thorns right now. And I know that she's practiced with like the women's national team, and the crowds there are amazing. I've seen on her like stories and everything like that. Like the following of female soccer is way bigger than male soccer, and it's about damn time they've gotten paid like it, because they're helping jumpstart the soccer movement here. And now you're seeing a pickup of fans of the men's team, and that started because the women were winning. Because before that, the men weren't making it to the World Cup. The men weren't even winning, CONCACAF games or whatever, like our North American games. So ladies put U.S. soccer on their backs. Now it's getting bigger. The MLS is getting bigger. We need to make sure that the women's league is also staying big. Like I said, shout out to Poe. So yeah, keep doing it, ladies. You guys are killing it on the pitch.
Hey, ladies. Yeah, I'm gonna smash this one. Like the men, like, and it's crazy because like I think the women have won since like '91. I think they won like three World Cups
I
that
think it might
they've
have
been
been
in.
4.
So 3 or 4. So they've been pretty dominant. And I'm looking at and the men, and the highest they've ever reached is third, and that was all the way in 1930. So I mean, third in 1930. Come on now, if that's saying anything right now. So I mean, I like I said, I think it's about time. Look, these girls at the World Cup, they were scoring touchdowns, touchdowns against the world's quote unquote best. I know we're the best for women, but when you play in the World Cup, you're playing against the best, and they were just scoring like at will, and like I'm just glad to see that they finally settled and are getting equal pay to the men, because like Tim said, the women have been putting soccer, at least American soccer, on the back for the last decade. The men ain't really been doing all that hot. I mean, you got guys like Christian Pulisic, and they're pretty young now, and I'm starting to hear buzz about the youth of U.S. men's soccer in the future of it. But for the last decade, the women they had it on lock, and they have definitely created a bigger buzz in soccer for America, and I'm happy for them. So I'm just glad to see that it paid off, and that they'll get the equal pay that they deserve. So yeah.
Side notes: when you mentioned Christian Pulisic, apparently he's like a super conservative, and I did not know this. Like other countries and stuff call him NRAMAR, like Neymar, the NRAMAR, and I just found this out. And shout out to Dave. And yeah, I'm so surprised. Like I didn't know nothing about him. I think he's from Michigan. Like he used to play for one of the teams
Did he play for
here.
Canton?
Not like the high school, but he played for one of the club teams here. I'm not sure if it was Wolves or something. And then he went down to Columbus Crew. But yeah, apparently he's like super conservative. So I'm not sure how I feel about our.
Dang, I just name dropped.
I'm not
buddy.
sure how I feel about our American superstar.
We need Clint Dempsey back.
We need Clint back. Clint and Landon. I swear Landon had a little bit of black in him.
Bring Landon back.
Landon had a little bit of black in him. I swear, bro.
Bring Tim and Landon back. Clint, all of them. Was it Josie Altidore? All of them. Bring them back.
Boys wearing their MAGA hats going to the World Cup.
Man, what? Man. Never mind.
Dabs, smash or pass?
I think I'm gonna do smash just because I think it's pretty important that women get equal representation with equal work, especially when they succeed at something for such a long time at a high level, with the United States putting us on the map with soccer, because it for sure wasn't men that was doing that. Also, Megan, she is a superstar. She was the first one. She definitely took a knee on the stage when the anthem played, before it was cool, before it was like politically correct and all that other stuff. She was the only one out of the whole team that took a knee. So shout out to her, and shout out to being an ally for that as well. So
Megan Rapinoe is an ally.
Yeah, you do bring up a good point in that. Obviously, Megan led it amongst the group, but just that whole women's team was kind of allies in the movement, obviously, and kind of took lead before any other league, major sports league. I think you guys all hit
Them in the
I
WNBA,
think you guys
women
all
are
hit the
taking the
nail on the
lead.
head. And it kind of goes back to what we were saying when we were talking about Caitlin Clark, just about women's basketball and how you see when you like fund and support women in sports, how entertaining and competitive their leagues can be. Like our women's teams are on top of the world. They're super entertaining games just as much, if not more so than the men's game. Like I know I prefer to obviously watch our women play. Maybe it's just because they perform better, but
They
they win.
Women
Yeah,
throw hands more in soccer. Like guys are always
yeah.
diving. Like
they
women do
Far more
cold.
not.
They
physical.
Women
cold.
do
They
not
tough.
dive. They
They
do not
tough.
dive.
They be having bloody
Men
heads and
dive
still
so bad.
playing,
Like they will
bro.
fall, roll 15 times, grab their leg, and just rock there and waste like 5. Girls do not do that.
Yeah,
They pull
Yeah.
hair.
and
They scrap.
They
yeah, and I want to kind
yeah.
of push back against some of like the talking points that might have came up. Like people are talking about, oh, well, the women structured their contracts within a way that they got guaranteed pay, but not as much bonus pay, or that men's brings in more advertising revenue and such. The U.S. Soccer Association can afford to pay both of these people. They can afford to pay them both, but they're paying the women less simply because they could, not because of the contracts. Every analysis that they did showed that even if they had the same exact contract structure, they were going to make less money than the men, even though they were doing better. And for a country that tries to pride itself on being a meritocracy, so I guess a social setup and where when you perform, you are rewarded. For people to argue against the people that are performing better being rewarded accordingly is so bizarre to me. So obviously, smash this. Way to go, women's national
Smash.
team. Keep carrying, U.S. soccer until the men can pick up their play. Because until then, you got us.
We're gonna be watching y'all.
We might make it this year as the men though. I think we might make the World Cup.
Yeah, I mean they got it. They got now the men's team is coming up. They got youth. I mean, I don't know how far they gonna go. I mean, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
I mean, obviously, and there's obviously other factors at play. I mean, a lot of the U.S. dumps so much of their resources into basketball and soccer, or basketball and football. But our women dump it into soccer and they perform, so they should be rewarded accordingly for it. Next up on Smash or Pass, today on Disney Plus, the premiere of the new Proud Family series. Are you guys gonna be tuning in? Are you
Ooh,
gonna smash or pass? I know I loved Proud Family. It was one of like the few like black
Oscar
animated
Pro.
shows when we were younger. So, Tay, what do you think? Are you gonna tune in to Proud Family?
Oh yeah, I'm for sure tuning in to the Proud Family, man. That was like you said. I mean, it was one of the few when we were kids growing up that actually showed like representation of us. I think that was it's important today. And it was really important back then because it wasn't a lot of representation accurately depicted of us back when we were kids. So I'll for sure be tuned in for the show. The only thing I will say is it seems like they're just taking from like previews and trailer I've seen. It seems like they're just taking place like right where they left off, and I would like to see like a little bit more growth between like maybe if like Penny was like an adult and like the twins whatnot they were a little bit grown. But I mean I guess if they had that, then I guess Sugar Mama wouldn't be there and we would miss her. So I mean but other than that, I mean I'm definitely gonna be tuning into this show because I mean who doesn't like the Proud Family? I mean it's got comedy, it's got and then it can also get and sometimes get serious at points too. Has a lot of lessons, so I mean I'll definitely be tuning in for sure.
I'm going to pass. I know that might be a little surprising, but the reason
Why is it surprising, Dabs? You can just say you're not gonna watch it. Why is it surprising? Why you gotta make it controversial?
Get off his ass, Tay. Damn.
I'm just playing. He said I'm gonna pass for a reason. I'm like, you could have just said pass.
okay, I'm gonna pass.
Yeah.
Hey, don't let him
That's
don't
what
let
I'm
him
saying.
censor you, bro.
I'm gonna say
Go
the
ahead,
reason.
man.
I'm
Say it
gonna
with
say
your
the
chest.
reason. I'm gonna pass. Just because, I mean, the Proud Family was a good show and all, and it was like our first representation on Disney for the most part. So I think that's cool. Also, I do think to a certain extent some of these shows that like not just saying like the Proud Family or anything like that. I just don't like the very heavy stereotypes that some of us are like portrayed on TV shows. Like I that's just something that I see. Like, I like TV shows where like black people are in the TV show and they're like main characters or whatever, and like we can still show our culture without like it being like a stereotypical everything, like all that. And I don't know, like this political climate, like if that's a good idea or not, but that's kind of why I'm passing.
So I bet you don't like the Medea movies, huh?
I hate everything about Medea.
I
Everything.
bet.
My
Tyler
dad,
Perry is a vulture.
my dad would not let me watch Medea, bro. Like all my friends would be like, Medea funny, Medea. My dad was like, nah, bro, you not watching that shit. Like that
The
shit is
the
just
Boondocks episode about like Medea and Tyler Perry is fucking hilarious. I recommend
Oh
everyone go watch
man.
it.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
hilarious.
man. Man,
Um,
that
I'm gonna
was
have to
funny.
pass too.
Shout out to
I don't like
Boondocks.
dabs. I'm gonna be disrespectful and say to my mama and say we were poor. That's why we didn't have cable. We didn't need cable growing up, so we didn't have cable, and I really didn't watch Proud Family a lot. So I'm gonna have to pass just because I really don't know what's going on. I remember the Peanut Heads in the movie, and that's about it. That look like your cousins actually. Them look like your cousins on that island.
Oh my god. Jack, I be getting attacked in here, bro. I don't know why. I'm on the hot seat. Tay don't like me. Tune be going on me. What's up, man? Y'all trying
Nah,
to?
I just you said no when you said like pass, you said like obvious reasons. So I'm like, what
Bro,
are
I
these
will be
reasons? Like I
Skip
don't know
Bayless of
what you're
this show. I
talking
don't
about.
care. I don't care.
I mean, you can be Skip, but I'm gonna call you out just like Shannon. What's up?
That's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna be Skip.
All right,
MJ forever.
all right. Make sure you have my Mountain Dew
Hey, you
too.
guys gotta start betting Mountain Dews. We gotta do something new though. You guys think about what do you guys like the little bit thing, the honey buns? You gotta start
I don't
betting honey
want to do that.
buns.
I don't want to do that.
Mm-mm,
That's
mm-mm,
discriminatory against
mm-mm.
fat people. Discriminatory
We gotta find something.
against fat people.
All right. I'll probably smash. I'll tune in. I'm excited to see a lot of the old voice actors come in. I never realized when I was younger how many. Obviously, they were all black voice actors, but how many people like they put on or like they leveraged in the black like acting and voice.
Like a famous that was on the show?
community.
Yeah.
And I mean, almost everyone, every voice in that show is someone prominent within the black acting community. But
It's Wizard Kelly
Yeah.
now.
They gotta take him out. he ain't
He
making
gotta
it.
go.
He ain't
He
making
pop
it.
up is bad.
oh,
If they get him on the show.
God.
Oh no.
What do you mean get him on the show? Isn't he in jail?
Was that really R. Kelly?
That was R. Kelly.
I don't know.
Or was it just like it was
Oh.
technically? It was like not R. Kelly, but it is R. Kelly.
I think
I
if
don't
it,
think that
even
was
if it is or it's not, they just got
No,
He was a hooper.
yeah, Wizard Kelly was depicting. I thought he was depicting like Magic.
Why was his name?
Yeah, it was
Wizard
Kelly
Harry
was
Kelly?
depicting
Spears.
like Magic Johnson.
Harry Spears is
Yeah, I was
so
like, huh?
funny.
I'm like,
Y'all
huh?
about to gaslight me into thinking
Yeah, I'm like, hold
he
on.
was that R.
man,
Kelly
no,
was
don't
him.
give
I was
him-
like, bro.
Don't get me
Hold
wrong.
on, let's take it
I
time.
wouldn't be. I would not be surprised if he made a guest appearance on the show because R. Kelly was really popular back in that time.
I
So
for sure about to get gaslit into thinking that was true. But coming up next is obviously me and Toon. So me and Toon sends me his Wordle today, and
Wordle boys.
he got it in like 5 or 6 tries, and I sent it back that I got it in 3. And you know I had to one up, and we've been competing a little bit. And Dabs responds back, "What the fuck is Wordle? What is y'all doing?" So for y'all out there that don't know what Wordle is, I'm gonna throw up Wordle for you so you can see for yourself what's going on. Give me 1 second. And I'm gonna do a Wordle here. I'm gonna do today's Wordle with Dabs and Tay.
I seen it on Jimmy Fallon. I was like, oh yeah, yeah. I seen the clip.
I don't know if you tuning in every night or whatever.
Nah, I seen the clip.
Pornhub.
Okay, so Dabs, the purpose of the game is to try and guess the 5-letter word that is here. So you're gonna guess a 5-letter word, and it's gonna tell you which letters that you have in your first guess are right or wrong. So give me a 5-letter word.
5-letter word.
Yep.
Can it be like a name or like what?
It's
Not
like
no proper
non-proper.
nouns. No
Yeah,
proper nouns.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like train, frame, plane, anything.
Smash. I don't know. Smash.
All right. So you go smash. This is a terrible first word, but so it's telling you that none of those letters are in the word.
Oh my
You
god.
suck.
Bro, wait, I didn't even know. I was just picking a random word. Wait.
That's what you had to do for the
So
first
you
one.
got like 1, 2.
So the first one you pick a random word. So you picked smash. So it's telling you there's no S, no M, no A or H in this word.
Okay.
So then you have to pick another word
What the fuck?
without using these letters.
Because that letter's not in your word. You're trying to find a specific word. So pick another word. You don't want to use those letters again.
Comic.
That's a good one. You're getting better.
No, you can't use comic because M's already taken. And
He asked to use
Yeah,
comic,
yeah.
so his doesn't do it. Why'd you use another M?
I don't know. This
You
is
just wasted
terrible.
a letter,
This is
bro.
sound
Comic.
stupid now.
Do comic.
Um,
Too late. I did the same shit today.
just give me. Just,
Oh, phone.
we can't. I have H taken.
You guys suck.
it's hard.
You guys want to phone a friend? I'll help you.
Bro, I gotta find five.
No.
This is terrible. Y'all definitely be using your phone, bro.
No.
Y'all gotta
5-letter word, bro. This is basic English. Come on now.
Y'all could shit.
Ideally, you don't want words that have repeating letters for your first word because you want to cover as many. I like to try and include 2 vowels in my first word as well.
You wanna start clearing out the letters so you don't have to use them.
Other. Oh, I can't.
Okay.
Fuck.
God
No,
damn,
can't.
you suck.
Other was yesterday's word though.
Every.
Other was yesterday's
Every.
word.
Otter.
You don't want to waste.
Every?
You don't want to waste using the 2
right.
T's there.
We're gonna do every. We're gonna use every. So you know there's a V, a E, and an R.
So if it's yellow, it's in that word, but it's not in that spot. So if it's yellow, it's in the word, but it's not in that spot in the word.
Yep. So you know it's gonna have these 3 letters, but they're not aligned correctly.
But I mean, I can still use a word with a letter that we already don't know.
You can if you want to get rid of letters, but I mean,
Lunch.
lunch. Dabs, wait.
Wait, we're going
What the hell is
He
love?
used the
My bad.
he used the H.
We're gonna go forward lunch.
Dabs, do you
You-
Dabs, do
Okay,
you
now I
understand what we
get
just
it. Now I
said?
get it. Now I get it. Now I get it. Now I get it. Now I get it. I get it now. I get it now.
All right, so for the people that are listening right now and aren't watching, we're going through it. So Dabs guessed Smash. None of the letters in Smash were right. He guessed every, so we got E, V, and R, and then he guessed lunch that didn't include the 3 letters that he already got right, and crossed off LUNCH.
At least you're getting rid of letters.
Fuck me, man.
Tay, you can help out as well since you don't know the word.
I know. I'm trying to.
I already forgot the word.
You did?
I don't remember. After I get them done, it's just out of my
Hey,
head.
when I got it in 3 tries today. After I got the first 2, I was like, oh, no way I got it all right.
So what's one word of the day?
Yeah, everyone's doing
Everyone
the same
does the same word. Oh, I remember today's word.
Yeah.
Dude, no wonder you guys don't play. You guys don't fucking know words.
Stand? No, I don't understand.
Dabs, you want to find a
You
word.
need to think of words that have R, E, and V in them.
And
So like.
Curve.
All right.
Curve.
Okay, but you can't use an S.
Because it's already an S.
So you could say perv, or you could say
Curve.
I don't know.
perv is a 4-letter
Yeah,
word.
curve.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, never mind. That's how I text it.
Curve. Yes.
P-E-R-V. Okay.
Okay, so you know the V and the E are in the right spot, and the R is not. So you know the R can't be. It has to be in one of these 2 spots, and the V and the E have to stay where they are. But since you know that, you know there needs to be a vowel in the middle here.
Don't say he don't know that.
Yes, I do. Let's see. Let's see. Can I guess the word?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's name of the game.
Hey, this it though. This fun.
Go ahead.
Proof.
I think I might have
You
the
can't use
word.
P. P's gone.
Hey, help him out then.
So is it only one? Is it only one?
Is it T? Yeah, T.
Is
Thrive.
it only
You
one
want to do
arm?
drive?
Thrive is
Do
what I said.
drive.
Wait, what word are we doing?
Said
Thrive.
drive.
He said thrive.
Drive?
I said thrive. Thrive.
No, you can't. It's an H. Do drive. Do drive. You can't do that.
Do you know how many letters are in thrive?
Okay, so you have one more guess.
Oh,
You know that it doesn't. You have the R in the right spot, the V and the E in the
This
right
is so
spot,
disappointing.
and you only have like one vowel left to go in the middle.
I'm
couldn't close
terrible
out-
with this shit.
We couldn't close out Black History Month without some black nonsense.
I cheated a lot in college. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know.
Essentially, you know what this middle vowel is, Dabs. You just need to guess what the consonant at the front is. You know this has to be an O. There's nothing else this could be. So you have to guess what would be the consonant here. You know it's not rove. You know it's not zrove. You know it's not brove,
Drove?
crove, or drove. It can't be a D. So what other letter? Frove? No. Grove? Or trove?
I hate this shit.
So pick a fucking word.
Hey, bro, I hate this shit. I don't know.
work that brain of
Jay,
yours.
you got phone a friend? I don't know.
You said all right.
Yeah, see, like it's fucking.
You pretty much have two guesses you can make. There's
Yeah.
two guesses.
So I'm just trying to. I'm like heads and tails right now.
Okay, pick
I'm
one.
like, I'm going to pick Grove.
Wah, wah, wah.
You guys suck.
I don't even know what the fuck
was-
that is,
A treasure trove.
trove?
You never heard of a treasure trove?
bro. What the fuck, dog? Yeah.
No, I'm black.
bro.
I don't know what that is.
Saying shit like that, bro. What are you saying?
I said Grove because that was the one thing I was familiar with.
guys
You
are
said Trove. I'm like,
I
what?
would have never guessed troll.
That was
in my life.
horrible. I'm so disappointed in you guys.
I've never played
Yeah,
Wordle
don't.
before.
Trove tune?
Yes, I got it right.
I'm
I'm
not.
5.
All right, so Tay and Dabs, you are not avid Wordlers like me and Tunde are now. I'm a new Wordler.
Me too,
I
I'm new.
just got on, and now I love
I don't even know
it.
what a Trove
It's such a
is.
great thing to
such a
wake up.
trove.
It's such a great thing to like wake up in the morning and like
Yes.
you get ready for work. You finally sit down at your desk. And you're like, you know what? Let me knock this Wordle out real quick.
Yeah.
Sip my coffee.
Like, if I was smart enough to do crosswords, like I see how people like doing the daily like and stuff like that. So Dabs and Tay, you aren't Wordlers. You're smashing or passing.
I mean, it seemed fun. There's only one word
Alright,
of the
you
day.
play
right?
once. It's such a nice little. Oh, it's great.
I mean, it could bring some excitement early in the morning.
Group chat
It's
starts
like do or die.
popping.
Do or die. It's like do or die. You only get one shot. You get 5
one
chances, but you
shot.
get one word. So I mean,
My
like, you see, I fumbled the bag, so I got my one shot.
my
on
other
this,
group
so.
chat is like we're planning on doing a thing where we all put in $1 a day, and like over the week, determine like the work week, whoever has like the shortest total number of like chances used gets the pot. So you can make it fun with your friends and stuff.
I was getting my ass beat by other the other day. The word was other. It was whooping my ass. I'm like, bro,
Other than beat my
That
ass. I can't
seemed
remember
it
who beat my
seems
ass.
easy. Like sometimes I'm like, I don't know why I can't guess this word because you have the letters and like it's hard to like format them. And I like had to set my phone down and come back a few hours later to like think of.
Oh no, I don't do that. I gotta sit, do it.
Nah,
win or
I gotta
lose.
step away sometimes.
Nah.
I gotta step away sometimes.
Yeah,
I don't
that
step
seemed
away.
easy. Cause Trove, I'm like Trove.
And a lot of people have been
That's why I was like,
complaining. They
Grove.
said that since New York Times bought it and took it over, because this game was made by a guy who his wife loved crossword puzzles, and him being a king, trying to make sure his wife was happy, and made a new game for her, and the New York Times bought it. But the words since they've bought it have been like way like older. What was that one word we had the other day, Dre? Fuck, it was like super. It was
I'm like,
swill.
Trove.
It was swill, I think. Like they're using like much older words now, so a lot of people are upset about that.
I'm like, what is
I
Trove?
would be
What is
upset
that?
too.
Like a
why-
treasure trove, like
I
A
know
trove
y'all
of
said it, but
Gucci.
like I ain't. Come on, man. Come on, man.
You want
Who's
the-
saying that every day?
Bro, you can't just use normal
a
words.
Who's saying
store of
trove every day,
valuable,
bro?
delightful things.
What we need to do
Oh
is
my
we need to
God.
do an updated one, like hip. Let's be hip.
With AAV
All like
or
the
what
new
is it?
thing.
Push and
African American
Push and pee.
chitterlings.
It's a term of endearment. Push and pee.
No, it's spelled chitlins though.
Chitterlings.
All right. Well, that's it for Smash or Pass
That
today.
was
We'll
fun.
keep it moving on to football. We thought football was done, but we're not.
It's still
'cause
fucking done.
My Michigan Panthers,
We
baby.
got the USFL. Yeah, Michigan Panthers represent. I'm about to get a Michigan Panthers jersey,
And waste
bro.
your money because it's gonna be
Please,
defunct.
bro.
It's gonna be
Don't do that,
it's gonna be
bro.
novelty.
Don't do
It's gonna
that.
be nostalgic. One day in 30 years, someone's gonna be
It's gonna
like,
sell for a
"What
lot
is
of
that?"
money.
And like a little kid gonna be looking through the closet, and
You know,
that's nothing, young man.
you gonna be
Like a movie, like when they
nah,
find
you
the
know,
old baseball glove or something.
you know how Drake got them like really rare jerseys? You gonna be like Drake, pull them up. He be having the Bron,
I
St.
will
Vincent, St.
say,
Mary jersey.
I hate our pick. Our first overall pick.
So, okay, so
Shea
I want to
Patterson?
talk about that. But first, before we get to the draft, I want to talk about the uniforms. I don't know if you guys had the chance to look at the uniforms. There's only 8 teams
Garbage.
in this league.
I took a
Just
real
to
slight
talk a little
peek.
bit about how the league is set up, there's only 8 teams, and everything is happening in Birmingham, Alabama the first year. I think they're doing it to mitigate a lot of the overhead that kind of put the XFL and the other football league that started during COVID. They're trying to do it to mitigate the overhead so that first year to see if it'll work out, and then probably we'll send the teams back to whatever regions they're from. So all the practicing and games are occurring in Birmingham, Alabama. They just finished their draft, their inaugural draft. So how they set it up is that they signed like 200 some odd players or however many it is for 8 teams to fill out their roster in this league. And they signed them all beforehand. All these people knew that they were playing in the USFL, but they didn't know which team they were playing for. And then they drafted. So they drafted from this pool of players, but the players didn't, the draft didn't, you didn't get to pick from every player. The rounds were set by position. So first round was QB. You had to pick a QB the first round. The second and third round might have been running back. Then like rounds like 13 through 17 were all receivers. Like you could only pick through those positions throughout the league. And I think they
Weird.
did that
That's
because
cool.
no one's ever done this Madden GM style of
Yeah,
draft.
that's a good
So
format.
I think they're trying to eliminate this meta game in which some teams they don't know how to draft a team from scratch. No one does that. That's not a thing. So you give everyone kind of an equal shot, equal footing in the first inaugural draft. So
Is it like they do like a snake draft, like whoever picked first, then
I like this
Well, you-
idea of them starting in Birmingham because the American like lacrosse league, they've been like really taking off well. Like they had their games on MSNBC or whatever, or NBC, and they started like with that like very small in one place to see how it went, and they've been taking off. So I like this idea. I guess
it's a it's a good concept.
still gonna fail.
No, I don't think it's gonna fail. Dude. I think too many of them fail. I feel like this whole thing is put well together. Honestly,
yeah, I think they're making a pretty concerted effort
Do you-
to make some type of feeder system outside of the NCAA.
Do you think that both of these work? Because the XFL is coming too, and they just partner with the NFL. Can both of these be working in tandem?
I think they both can coexist. I don't see why, like, you know how like they got the G League and then you got international play. So I don't think you can't have enough amateur leagues to
Yeah, I'm
find
gonna
exposure
get a
to
spot.
ultimately.
There's a lot of
Let's calm that down.
semi-pro football leagues in the United States that just don't get televised. Like they're just around, they're regional, maybe statewide. So I think there's definitely capacity for it. I think that I know me and Dante were talking about this and how. Because the NFL talks about going overseas, but I don't think it's feasible. But if you could create one of these leagues overseas, and maybe you do something where maybe if the USFL and that league and the XFL are getting to the point where maybe you're not sending 30 players each year, but maybe you're sending 5, 10, 15 guys to the NFL every year around to the draft. They can maybe put their name into the traditional NFL draft once they complete their time, and maybe do some sort of Champions League amongst those, kind of do it like soccer in Europe, how they do their leagues, do it like you do the smaller football leagues here.
Bro, I have a funny ass story about international football, American football. My friend Josh, he played at CMU. He plays out in Japan right now, and he was home maybe 2 weekends ago. We all went out and stuff. We were talking about Japan, and he plays cornerback just like you did, Tay. And he said that he was guarding one of their receivers, and he did a hitch route or a comeback route, and Josh like was right up on him, and he said like it was like the most anime shit ever. The guy was like Moody, and like looked at Josh like very shook in the face like Moody, and it means impossible, kind of like an anime. He's like, impossible.
Impossible.
I just think about the Supreme
Moody.
videos. There's no way.
To pick up what Dre was saying, I think, like I was saying before, I don't think you can have too many amateur leagues for the NFL. I think it's great because the ultimate goal for everyone is to get to the NFL. I think it's great for players, but I think it's great for like coaches too, because to be better in in-game situations and to elevate. Add to their resume. And we look at people like Pep Hamilton. Pep Hamilton was in the XFL. He was coaching like Cardale Jones like 2 years ago, pre-pandemic. And now look at him. He's like the OC for the Houston Texans now. And he's actually a hot name for head coach next year. So I don't think this won't only benefit players, but it will benefit coaches too, and to help get their names out there too. So I think it's great. It's great that they're making all these amateur leagues, and it's more football.
I like the way that they're getting paid too. Like, it's not. I don't know. The pay structure goes like it's $45,000 for active roster players, right? $15,000 for practice squad players, and then $600 a week for training camp. So at least I don't know how that works though. If they all got paid before their draft. Which doesn't.
They probably got some type of like signing bonus or like
they got like
like bonus up front or.
I don't know if this has been disclosed to us. I know they all in Birmingham, so they gotta have some type of housing. Never mind. So
the cool thing is too that they paying for. So it's 2 colleges, I guess. So Strategic Education's University and Schreyer University. They get full ride scholarships, basically. Wow. So they get free education to any degree that they want, while.
If they do, while
so like USF players receive a college degree. So if you're playing in USFL, you get a college degree, tuition free and debt free.
That's good.
I like the way they're doing
this. Just that shit don't work out.
Yeah.
One thing I do as fans, like in soccer, there's relegation where there's like England is made up of 3 they have a ton of league, but 3 main leagues. And if you place in the bottom 3 of the English Premier League, you get knocked down to the lower league. If you place in the top 4 of it's called the Championship, the English Championship, which is the 2nd division, you play in a tournament to go up to that, up to the English Premier League. Is that something that, like, obviously it won't happen right away, but is that something that you'd be interested in the NFL? Say the Lions keep losing year after year after year, and they keep being horrible, and they're in that bottom 3. Could you imagine them getting relegated and having, the Alaskan fishermen jumping into that 32nd NFL team?
Nah, I don't think that league could ever get competitive enough to where it would be in, because one, the players aren't going to want to play in that game. In the way that like U.S. football is set up, like none of the players are going to want to be a part of that like toilet bowl essentially.
Well, you better play good.
That team is going to get abused. Like, Alabama would compete with probably some of these teams, and Alabama would get steamrolled by any NFL team, any single one. Like,
I'm saying if the talent, like all the guys who slipped through, say you like you get lightning in a bottle, and you get all the guys who like fell through the cracks, and they became an amazing.
That's a lot of cracks.
But like eventually it turns into like a relegate. Like, would you ever be interested in seeing relegation in football if the I wish the competition was there? Not in the NFL. Not in the NFL. In college, I would. I would like that in college.
Okay, cool. I just think we'd get a better product if there was a risk of, you know, we can't. The Lions wouldn't be able to be like mediocre for year after year.
And the owners aren't signing up for that. There's not a chance. Yeah. And there's just a lot of costs. Like, okay, does Ford Field get torn down now? Or is that their USFL stadium? Like, do you have to trade?
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
But I think it's good. I'm gonna definitely tune in. I hope that they keep it going. I'd like to go to a game and see how it works out.
I wonder where they'll play when they get back to Michigan next year, if it makes it.
Yeah, probably.
If it makes
it.
Hopefully they play like near Detroit, like maybe at like Lawrence Tech or something like that. Like
They're playing like the UP or something. They play at Northern. They can play at Northern.
But I don't know if we're gonna get into the draft, but I only have one comment about the draft because Michigan Panthers did have the first pick, and we took Shea Patterson from Michigan, which is cool having the Michigan guy back in Michigan. But Jordan Tiamo was there, who was Patrick Mahomes' backup, and he's a killer, and he should have got taken first. But I digress.
Why?
it was his backup in Kansas City.
Jordan
Why is he a
Tiamo.
dog though? What makes you say
Throw
that?
power, throw power.
His throw power crazy.
Good movement, good.
He was in the XFL.
Work. You know,
he was like, it was some Saint. It was like I don't
he
know.
was on the
team
blue
name,
and black
some
one.
team in
Blue
St.
and black
Louis.
one, yeah.
St. Louis. It was some St. Louis team, but yeah, I don't remember him. Throw power crazy. But I mean, hey, Michigan Panthers have Shea now.
I feel like Shea will fit into. I feel like this type of league will lend to running quarterbacks, and whether you consider Shea that or not, he was very successful at that in the Division I level in the Big Ten. So we'll see.
I should have had Shane Moore. Should have fucking tried out. That's my boy Shane. We should take Shane first round.
Y'all love Shane, bro.
But let's get everyone's favorite uniform, and then we'll keep it moving. I know mine. I actually like.
Are you putting them up, Trey? Are you putting them up for the YouTube viewers?
Yeah, I'll put them up for the YouTube viewers. But I know my favorite personally is the Michigan Panthers. I just think they like the least plain and have like the least gaudy colorway.
They all look like starter jerseys, man. I just can't.
But I don't know. Yeah, they don't have like a brand on the jerseys that they shown, so I don't know what they'll be.
I just can't do it. I'm a jersey slut. I love a good jersey, so these are disappointing. I love Pantones.
Jersey slut.
Why you say slut like that?
That's not me. That's Tay saying like that.
No. You said the first time.
I just love jerseys. I love jerseys.
But you said it real like sexual.
Like I'm a jersey slut.
Jersey slut.
All
it was
white
like a lot
jerseys.
of spit.
All white jerseys. The only one who got spit in their mic is you, bro. You need to get away from the mic.
But y'all, give me your picks, and we'll get into our next segment. Toom, what's your pick?
So you said Michigan Panthers was yours, Jay?
Yeah, I think they just don't have like some of the other like colors are kind of gaudy to me.
Ooh,
I'm gonna go.
Those are disgusting. The Pittsburgh ones are nasty.
What color is the Pittsburgh
and
Maulers?
Philadelphia nasty too.
They're purple and orange.
Purple and they're like a bootleg.
Bro, that shit look like the Madden teams from like 2009. Yeah, to make your Madden team.
Yeah.
The Panthers.
Right,
The Panthers.
NCAA franchise.
Panthers are nice.
Bro, look at number 99 and.
I like the Stars helmets, but I don't like their uniforms.
I'm definitely going with New Orleans Breakers. Them bitches hard.
Yeah, New Orleans kind of they nice. I don't like the black cleats though. That's not.
They're not even cleats. They're trainers. Nike trainers.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like that.
Oh, no,
I wish they had a stripe or something on their pants. I didn't like the plain white.
New Jersey Generals kind of like Saginaw.
The Breakers white pants?
Yeah, I mean,
they do. They have one on there.
They kind of all look the red uniforms all kind of look the same.
I think my favorite will have to be. Fuck, this is hard because they're all so fucking trash.
But we can make it.
Can I pick one that somebody else already picked?
Yeah.
Ooh, them helmets are crispy on the Breakers. I don't like using the term breaker in waves when your city was destroyed by a hurricane. I think that's very untasteful, but I digress. I'm gonna go with the Breakers, I guess. I like the white. I like white helmets. I think white helmets always look good. I'll go with the Breakers.
Well, if you going with I don't want to be a Breakers. Let this be.
Bro, just pick the best one. You can say Breakers. It's okay to agree with me. Like it's okay.
You said
why so personal?
No, I ain't choosing that. We're going with the Stallions. We're going with the Stallions.
They kind of looked like the 49ers a little bit, didn't they?
Yeah.
We're gonna go with we rocking with the Stallions.
All right.
I ain't know Dabs picked I ain't know he picked the Breakers.
If high schools can afford Nike jerseys, why can't these teams?
They might end up being Nike. I don't know. Like
they got Nike shoes on. I'm thinking it's gonna be Nike.
They might end up being Nike. It just might have been how they like graphically did the design.
They look like the generic NCAA franchise
Because they're using
jerseys,
obviously
bruh.
real
Road to
helmets,
glory.
like branded helmets. Next up on the docket is the NBA All-Star Game.
That shit was lit.
Yes.
What are you guys' general thoughts on how the weekend? Let's just
An
talk about
All-Star
the
It's
weekend.
an amazing community.
Weekend.
It's just an
All-Star.
amazing community. Like that whole organization.
Soon, go ahead. Give your whole thoughts on the weekend.
You know, I just think those guys all just love basketball and they love being, you know, together. You know, no matter what team they're on, whatever the rankings are, you know, even like seeing the 75 greatest players of all time all be there. Like Michael Jordan finally showed
That
up,
was dope.
even though he was drunk as a skunk in that bitch. He was having an amazing time hugging all the players. I saw somebody said something like they think that like Kobe like passing really like inspired him to, you know, change his life. And I think he said that in his speech that he wanted to appreciate people while they're there, and you can see that. And you can just see how close, like, I don't know, it just seems like there's more emotion in the game when those guys all get together. They love playing basketball. Everyone's having fun, whether it's old veterans, young guys. I just think it's super cool.
I think the overall weekend it was good. I mean, obviously everybody has their, you know, there were moments where people didn't like the dunk contest. That was, I mean, but like with the dunk contest, I mean, I feel like we no, not obviously discussed on the pod, but elsewhere, like I feel like we've reached like human capacity and what we can do with dunks now with Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon. Like they did some of the wildest dunks we will ever see. So as far as like the dunk contest, I think what will help the dunk contest is getting more like relevant faces, like the actual faces of the NBA back to the dunk contest. Because as it's looking right now, the 3-point contest is like the king of like all the challenges. Besides the All-Star game, 3-point challenge is looking like the most climactic out of all of them now because the league has now shifted into a 3-point league. But as far as just the game and the All 75, I thought that was great. I thought that was great. Just seeing just our pioneers of basketball and then even like our current players that are in there now, just seeing them all come together and just embrace each other and just the history of the game. I mean, I love football, but I mean, like basketball is like my second favorite sport. But just seeing just the history of basketball and all of them come together, like Toon said, Mike coming out. I mean, we rarely ever see Mike come to things like that, like an NBA event. Not like because he obviously is majority owner with the Hornets, but we rarely see him like come out to an NBA event like that and seeing him embrace players like Luka, like Bron, and then chopping it up with Magic in the tunnel before saying he could beat him one-on-one. I mean, like,
Let's run right now.
it was just great seeing. Yeah, he's a good fan right now. It was just great seeing that. And as far as All-Star Game, I love the format that they chose. And and I know it's got a different meaning now because of the death of Kobe Bryant. But it's sad that he had to die but it's a way of honoring him because of his Mamba mentality. That the game is different now and how they up until the fourth quarter they have like a set score that they have to reach, and you can see like that gears, like obviously like in the first 3 quarters everybody's kind of just like, you know, throwing up shots and like they're leaving them open, but you see that gear shift in the fourth quarter and like the game is pretty close. Everybody's competitive and wanting to win. So you know, other than like I said, the dunk contest being like, you know, trash, I'm just that it was trash. Everything else I loved. I loved all the 75 players being the 75 greatest players being honored, and the All-Star game. I mean, like I said, I love the format that they have now. So I mean, overall, I would probably give it like a B plus or A minus.
Dabs, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I liked everything that went on. The dunk contest sucked, so it kind of bring it down a little bit. And then the coolest thing was like watching on Twitter, because everything on Twitter is pretty cool. I mean, like Twitter's like my news, and you can like say that's good or bad or whatever. But Twitter is my news. I don't really got time to watch NBA games for the most part. Most of the time because they come on real late anyway. But either way, I don't really watch a lot of NBA. But Twitter does have some clips, and that's pretty cool. Also, what else did I want to say? Because I had some notes here. No, actually, that's it. That's all I want to say. NBA is like cool to me, I guess, to a certain extent, but I feel like I was more into the NBA and like All-Star Weekend and all that stuff when I was like a kid. I don't know why, but football, I feel like I'm gonna just have a love for forever. But NBA is kind of like
Yeah, I enjoyed the weekend. I don't think that it's like must-watch TV. Like, but if it's on, I'm not gonna watch something else over watching All-Star Weekend at this point.
right. That's how I feel too.
I actually really enjoyed the Rising Stars. Like
I
like them
love that.
splitting up
I
the
love that.
teams, them splitting them up into 4 teams and doing like the little tournament. I thought that was
to
fun. I think that was
up to
probably
30?
like my favorite. Yeah,
'Cause, like-
I
like
think that
Tay
was probably my
said-
favorite.
Tay said they were like playing harder like when it was like game time, and you can see that turn on when it was like the last 10 points that they were playing to, and just like they had like that, like they were playing in the street, you know. That was my favorite.
So I thought that was fun. I thought the skills challenge, even though I thought it was still like fun to watch. Like it's not like super hardcore entertaining or anything like that. But I thought that was still fun to watch. The dunk contest was a drag a little bit because that used to be the thing that you looked forward to most in the All-Star Weekend. And like Tay said, we've reached like athletic pinnacles. And Aaron Gordon was robbed in 2016. I'm just gonna say
He
that.
was.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
He
Was like
was.
2016.
He was, bro. He was. I'm sorry, Zach. The windmill dunks from
How many times you gonna jump in the free
impressive,
throw?
bro. Come on. How you gonna sit?
I
You gotta
disagree
jump
with y'all.
behind. You gotta
Y'all,
jump
sit
behind.
and dunk.
y'all are
You gotta jump
tripping.
behind.
Aaron
the-
was robbed.
You gotta
Aaron
jump
was
behind the
robbed.
three.
Bro,
You gotta jump
Aaron,
behind
look.
it too.
Bro, Aaron literally,
took a dookie up there. He took a dookie up there.
seat.
This
He took
man-
a
this
seat
man-
in the air and
Levine literally jumped farther every
No.
single time, and then on
You
top
know
of
what?
that,
It wasn't behind the free throw line.
He a 1 foot
was-
dunker.
he was
Aaron
win- he
was
was
dunking off 2
windmilling.
feet. Aaron was
he
dunking
was
off.
close. It's impressive. He's in close. It's impressive. It is. But like Aaron literally took a seat
Yeah,
in the air and
that's the
Over
contest
the
is who
mascot.
has the
Over the
best dunk
mascot.
over all the dunks.
and then did they went the 360.
And like, he's like and he's a 2 foot jumper, which is much harder to do if you know anything about like just jumping in general. It's much harder to dunk off of 2 feet than 1 foot.
he bigger too.
And the one, like, Zach repeated his one dunk because he did that one off of the mascot spinning with the hand behind the head,
That shit was
and
cold,
he
though.
picked it up off his thing, and they both got 50s. That doesn't make sense to me because Aaron's was better. He picked it up off a moving target and did the hand behind the head, and then Zach like did 3 free throw line dunks that weren't from the free throw. Granted, I can't do any of them. They're all very hard. They
Between
win
the
most dunk
legs.
contests.
They impressive still.
Yes, but-
between the legs, that's impressive, and the
It's just
windmill
the
is
timing of
impressive.
when he did that
Yeah,
dunk. He
yeah,
did the
it's just
sit-
like
he did the
how
sit
it
dunk
occurred
second.
through the
Yeah.
competition. Yeah, but I don't think a lot of people realize how Aaron lost that. It's because
It's
they got like a
sudden death.
48 or 49 on that like sudden death.
It's sudden
When he
death.
did that, he went behind the head, between the legs, and then back for the
Yeah,
reverse
it
jam, and they
wasn't-
gave him like a 48.
That,
40,
like-
Dwayne Wade ruined it. He gave him like an 8 or a 9 on it, and that's how he.
I don't think Dwayne was doing that one. I think it was he wasn't doing it that year because he robbed them the
He
previous
was helping out
year.
his Saints
Yeah, and then
teammate
that's
or
what Aaron-
his Heat teammate. I can't
Also-
remember his name.
teammate, yeah.
Also, that year, Zach LaVine had a
Derrick
whole like
Jones.
hype squad on the damn sideline that got hype every time he got a dunk, and like every time like Aaron Gordon, like everyone would get hype, but like he had because it was when he played for the Timberwolves. So Karl Anthony Towns and like Andrew Wiggins and all of them are sitting on the sideline and getting everyone hype and like running down the court like crazy and everything like that every time Zach LaVine did a dunk. But I mean, this is really tangential and off topic.
Can you
But
explain
overall-
that? I haven't Googled. What is that? You say that word a lot. What does that word mean?
Tangential,
Yes.
like it's on a tangent, like kind of
Oh,
off
okay.
topic.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start using that.
Wordle.
Wordle bros.
But yeah, I think that it was fun. Before we move on into our top 10 NBA players right now, they did obviously do this top 75 ceremony, and the list has been out for some time. But does anyone, what are your maybe, if you can call out one snub in your opinion, maybe don't have to like harp on it too much. But if you have your ones, I'll go first. Dwight Howard, I think, was the biggest snub in my opinion, by far. And I don't like want to get into like the politics of like these guys played in an older generation. It's like really hard to compare and stuff like that. But I think Dwight Howard for sure belonged.
I'll go next. I will say that Damian Lillard doesn't belong, and maybe give my boy D Rose some love, even with the injuries.
D Rose?
You got.
Not over Dwight.
I'm just saying like you already said Dwight, but I'm saying like D Rose is somebody I would like to see in there.
Yeah. Since you already said Dwight, I think a lot of people agree that Dame should not be on the list because Dame is basically Steph 2.0, but Steph is just Steph. There's no one like him. And I can't believe there was even an argument when Steph got injured with that broken hand. He was out the whole year that Damian Lillard was a better shooter than him. So that was just crazy during that time. But if I had to put somebody on the top 75 list, it'd probably be Tracy McGrady. I mean, I know he battled injuries and everything, but when he was in the league, he was one of the best players in the league. And for him to not be on there and to recognize as a top 75 player, yeah, you gotta have T-Mac on there.
He wasn't winning shit though.
He wasn't winning, but he was still like T-Mac. Like it's Tracy McGrady.
Playoffs much, but I digress.
Dabs.
I got to do two. One is Tony Parker. Tony Parker's.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Nobody say like he.
I think that sorry, I don't want to like be the cape for Dame. I think that because his career still could like shift drastically over the summer if he forces his way out.
He won't.
He's not.
I don't know. It sounds like it's gonna change because I think that Dame is a better player than Tony. Tony has played with some of the greatest teams, and granted, he was a part of that. But yeah, I don't want to.
I didn't say Dame shouldn't be in. I'm just saying Tony should be in.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
and then
heard some.
Yeah, and then the other person would be for a short. I'm not going to get into it because there's going to be a whole argument. Kyrie Irving should be in the fucking top 75 players ever. Sorry, I'm sorry. The best arguably the best ball handler in the league ever. Best. I mean, he won a whole championship, multiple different statistics.
You got an argument. Now, I ain't gonna argue with you, but I mean, you got like a lot of arguments, but it's already like a lot of point guards in there already. So it's just like, all right, like
see in a couple of years.
You got Magic, you got Steph, you got Chris Paul. Chris Paul got to be on there because he's the point guard. They literally call the man the point guard.
That's true.
You got Isaiah Thomas. I mean, it's some good point guards already in there, and I'm pretty sure some.
Is it based on position?
I'm not.
No, it's not.
I'm not saying this name because I think he's better. I know he's not better, but I mean, you got like people like John Stockton. That's like they're hitting, but I mean, like historic NBA would probably put John Stockton in rather than not have Kyrie Irving. That's just I'm not saying I would, but I mean, like you already know how that goes. So.
But yeah, I'm done.
Oh yeah,
forgot about Clay. I totally forgot about Clay.
Oh no!
I don't think Clay was a snub. I think he'll get in. I don't think it was a snub though.
Huh?
Really?
No, we talked about this a little bit. He hasn't played in almost 3 years now. So you have to think at that point when they made this list, they were essentially going off his age when he was like 28, 29.
Yeah,
so
that's
like
true.
At 28, 29, Clay was a great player, but not many people are getting in at that age, having not led a franchise yet or anything like that, as essentially a very good, very, very good role player.
I hope obviously we're going to do another list 25 years from now, but I mean, if he did, hopefully he does, but who knows, with the league and talent coming up now, probably won't make that one either. I mean, it's sad to say, but he probably won't make it because of those injuries that he suffered the last 3 years where he just wasn't able to be Clay. Not his fault. He wasn't able to be Clay because he was, hampered by injury.
More years, he can do some. He got time.
I think he needs to try and lead a franchise to get his name in that pool of players.
Yeah, but is he that?
I don't know if he wants to be. I don't know if he cares to be.
Yeah. That's the thing. Does he want it? He probably cool with just being that guy.
Defensively, no more.
I don't think he can either. Maybe once upon a time.
But yeah, All-Star Weekend, fun time. But now that we're off football, we'll get into basketball at the right time. You know, coming up on playoffs, it's the right time to get into basketball because it's some of the best playoff, it's some of the best basketball you'll see because everything kicks up, defense kicks up. So we're gonna talk about our best 10 players in the league right now. So we all have our individual rankings and then our composite rankings. I'll throw them on the screen if you're watching on YouTube, and I'll try and do my best if you're listening audio to explain them as concisely and clearly as possible. But I think there's a lot of similarities going on here. I'll just get right into it. We'll start with 6 through 10, starting at 10 right now. In our composite ranks, we have Luka at number 10, Devin Booker at 9, DeMar DeRozan at 8, LeBron James at 7, and then Ja Morant at 6. So, I mean, I think that we can all agree that, I mean, these top 10 guys are all like the elite of the elite. So it's like some of these guys you're like really splitting hairs about. So even if we start arguing, they're all like, we're arguing over very marginal differences between these types of players.
Devs, you have Jokic way too low. You have Jokic at 8.
No, I don't.
Davs don't watch basketball. Davs don't watch basketball. He told you he don't watch basketball.
I guess I can.
Bro, you're
He
joking.
told you don't watch
You
basketball.
know, what's your problem with Jokic? Now you sound like you got an attitude.
Because, bro, he's just a system
He don't
player.
watch
He's a
basketball.
system player.
A system
A
player? He is the
7-foot
system.
point guard? Or
But he's-
7
Y'all, hey, before y'all get on
Bro,
this
no,
tangent,
don't
man,
try to
say
listen.
you
Listen,
don't
no,
watch
no, no,
basketball.
don't try to discredit me. Don't try to discredit me, dog. Nope.
Man said-
Nope.
man
Don't try to
said-
discredit me, bro. Listen. I'm gonna just talk over you because I'm not gonna let you talk.
Does not watch
I'm just not gonna let you talk.
The system
Listen.
that was made.
Listen, Skip. You skip.
You said you would skip. I'm Skip.
Bro.
I
I'm
want
not-
to ask,
what am I hating
how
on?
is he a system player like no one else has been
Bro,
plugged
my
into
list,
and
my list,
succeeded?
my. Can we go above my list? I'm saying you got him.
No,
You saying why
you
am I
said
here at
he's a-
8?
No, I mean,
You
No,
said
but you said because he's a system player, not because of the other guys.
Yeah.
So
like, why is he a system player?
he works well in his system. I don't think he'll do as well on other teams. I just don't.
So, like, his
On a team
his
with a ball
playmaking
dominant, like,
ability and stuff
he's
Like a
aside,
ball
he's a
dominant,
superstar.
like
He's a
yeah,
superstar.
like
He's gonna be the ball dominant.
yeah. But I'm saying like sometimes that doesn't
there's
work.
also
with
no
him.
one else on his team. Really.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why he
Jamal
ball.
Murray
Like
has-
I mean, Kevin Love fucking was dropping 40 fucking points on by
Yeah,
himself.
but they're like the fourth
Oh,
seed
don't
or
even,
something like that. They're like the
That's
fourth or
not
fifth
what you're
seed.
gonna do. You're not gonna put Kevin Love and Nikola Jokic in the same
I'm not
argument.
saying is you saying like his production. You talked about his production, right?
I'm not gonna lie. There's no one on this list that can do what Jokic does. Nobody.
No one.
There's no one who's dropping. There's no one who's
Y'all tripping.
getting me 20. There's no one on this list getting me 20, 10, and 10.
You don't
There's
watch
no one on this
basketball,
list
so I
getting me
don't-
20, 10, and 10.
And since
like,
he's slimmed down, he is faster. He's pushing the pace. Like he's playing like. I went to the
What he's
Pistons
able to
game to
do
see him
as a
play.
five-
He played damn near the whole game.
He is
fired.
He is 7-foot point
Oh,
guard.
I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that alone about this.
Nah.
One. I do have one more question though for Dre. I don't know how you see that this year that you consider Trae Young playing better than Ja Morant. That's insane.
So
Yeah.
I don't think that's insane. Ja has missed more time than Trey.
I don't
He's
care
missed-
about time. The
he's
time
missed,
he's
like,
been
10
there.
Yeah, but at the time he's been there, also when he started to go out, his team started to do well. And I'm not saying his team is doing well in spite of without him not playing. No, I want Ja on the court, but I'm saying that the team was still performing well, and then Ja comes in and the team does better. Whereas Trey, I think he's going for like 30 and 10 right. He's averaging like 30 and 10. He is the team. I think if I swap them places, not much changes about how the Hawks are doing. Not much changes about what Memphis is doing. I think in a similar position, Ja could probably maybe put up 30 and 10 if he has to be as ball dominant. But I mean, Trey's like 40% from three. He's obviously a better 3-point shooter. He's getting like 10 dimes a game, and he's scoring he's averaging like 29. Like, I mean,
I don't think you understand the importance that Ja Morant is to the Grizzlies right now. Like he's I don't know if you have like the Hawks standings up. I know they weren't doing well at first, but Ja is so important to the Grizzlies' success.
Grizzlies
Like
are 3,
so.
the Hawks
Hawks are in the East.
Sorry. Hawks are in 10th.
Exactly. Boom.
But
So I mean, like,
you could say exactly. The Lakers are in 9th, and you're going to have LeBron above him. So your whole argument can't be based off of how they're doing in terms of.
No, and that's not what I was.
No, that's what I'm saying. But like, Tunde, like, boom, like, no, like, there's players on here that are doing bad. Like, because if that's the case, then DeMar DeRozan should be number 1 on your list. He's like the leader on the number 1.
LeBron James ain't got help. Trae Young got help.
Who's helping Trae Young?
No, I mean,
Capella?
See, the thing about
Like, come on.
Kevin
thing about
Huerter.
John
the
Collins.
thing about Jokic.
John
Oh my,
Collins.
he
The thing
back on
about
Jokic.
Jokic. Listen. The thing about it is that's why I built this. I built this list because the thing I wanted was like who I would want on my team, who I think will perform best, like for the season. Like that's what my thought process was. So for that reason, like I keep saying, like scroll up, go 1 through 7. You sit here and you tell me you would take any of those guys before like Jokic. Jokic, you'll take over LeBron James.
Jokic gonna be like a top.
Jokic
You taking Jokic over LeBron James?
Yes.
Jokic is arguably
If I'm building a
the
team right
best
now-
big in
No,
the
I'm not
game.
saying that. I'm saying right now, performance wise, you taking Jokic over LeBron James.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's a
now?
wash for me.
Depending on how I'm building my team, but yes.
You talking about win right now mode?
Ripping. Yeah, just because Jokic
Win
is like
right now.
a solid.
If I'm trying to win a championship right now, like right now, this season,
Like right now this season.
is that your
So
question?
what y'all gonna do when LeBron out the
I'm not
first
saying
time?
I'm probably
team,
gonna-
I'm saying right now.
Don't you hate LeBron, Dabs?
I'm right.
I'm not gonna sit here and fucking say he
I'm-
suck. I hate LeBron, but
No,
I don't.
if I had to choose between LeBron and Jokic, I'm probably gonna
Why
pick
do you,
LeBron.
why
'cause,
do
I
you
mean,
have
he's been there
why do
and
you
done
have
that.
LeBron
But
9 and Kevin Durant 10? Like,
that's me.
yeah, I know. I'm talking to you. Why do you have them so low? And then Chris Paul at 7. That's wild to me. And Steph. You have you have Chris Paul above Steph, LeBron, and Kevin. That is wild.
Yeah,
to me.
that's a wild take.
When I did my rankings, I told y'all I wasn't going to
Let's
change them,
ask
so
this
I'm
question.
going to explain.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to get mad. I'm going to explain my rankings. I'm let the listeners know I did the rankings wrong. I was doing mine specifically off of MVP players. I wasn't doing like top 10 because if this was top 10, it would look completely different. But Dre had already done the graphic, so
even if it is MVP, how do you have 2 guys from
On
the
the
same
same
team in the MVP in the top 10?
Bro, have y'all not seen
No,
this?
they're not
great
valuable
Team. They're a
then.
great team.
They're
a great team. But if you have 2 guys in the MVP conversation on your team,
One
I feel
can't
like
be most
that diminishes
valuable.
one of them.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I only put Chris Paul below Devin Booker because he's hurt now and he's out for 6 weeks.
Well, I don't think if you're talking about them in
He's
an MVP conversation, I don't think either that like you should only have one of them.
Most
in your top 10,
valuable.
in my
What
opinion.
what one player brings the most?
I feel like Devin Booker's the most valuable.
So that means Chris
if
Paul.
So you think Chris Paul is more valuable to the league right now than Steph Curry, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant?
I put them.
Honestly, I think even in the context that you're taking it is
Wrong.
nasty.
It's wrong. It's wrong. It's bad take.
I don't
It's
care.
bad.
I think even in the context of MVP,
Cut
it's
it.
nasty.
Cut it. You gotta cut it, Tay. It's a losing battle.
Because we were talking about Steph Curry like in the MVP conversation last year, going to a playing game, and all of us like now he's a 3rd seed and he's having a little bit of a slump, and then LeBron's fighting for a playing game, dragging obviously a hurt AD and Russ.
You just said Steph is having a slump right now, right?
Yeah, but-
straight facing the hell out of
Yeah,
it.
that's why he was lower than Chris Paul because he's having a slump right now. But Chris Paul just hurt his thumb. Like he just hurt his thumb.
Move on, Dre. You gotta move on, Dre. Basketball ain't our forte, bro.
All right, top 5.
I told you I did the ranking wrong.
No, I'm saying that even the way you ranked it, I disagree.
Yeah, it's bad, Tay. It's bad. Tay, pack it in, bro.
All right, number 5, we
I
got
can't
Steph
believe this.
Curry as a composite.
Shoot like
Number
Steph
4, we
Curry.
got Kevin Durant. Number 3, we got Nikola Jokic. Number 2, we got Giannis Antetokounmpo. And number 1, we got Joel Embiid. I mean, it's obviously we all had like Joel and Giannis all in our top 3, so obviously there's no really conflict there at all. And
Somebody changed their shit. Somebody changed their shit with Joel. I don't know who did. Because I swear somebody had Joel
I had
low.
Joel at one.
No one
I
had
had
Joel.
Joel at one.
No, you were probably in the doc when I was.
I used
putting
to
things together.
think that he was like not soft, but I thought like he maybe wasn't like as
He was fragile.
yeah. It was like he seemed
I mean,
he
he
seemed like
still
mentally
is.
he seemed like
He
mentally
still
weak, like he
is.
seemed very mentally, but he's like leading this, like he's the leader of the 76ers, like even with
He is balling.
even with Homeboy going there, even with like what's his name, Harden going there. I think Harden needs to like make sure he shuts his ass up and like foul. Like I feel like Joel don't play that shit no more. Like I feel like he's very like he's the leader of that team, and I think as long as what's his face falls in line, he wasn't in anybody's top 10, right? I do not fuck with James Harden.
No, I
Tay, what do you
think
think?
Harden is a top 10 player. I don't think he's playing at a top 10 level. Like I think he's gonna have a really good finish to the season, but he's not up.
As long as he falls in line and understand that team run through Joel. Technical.
I think we kind of I think the only thing we really skipped over was DeMar. I think DeMar been hooping.
Is he not?
I can't even concentrate on this.
Is he?
Board anymore.
I think DeMar still got a good team around him though too.
He does, but he has been balling.
Hey, bro.
But I mean, I have him at like 6.
Yeah, I have him around like that. He's still in top 10, but yeah.
I got him at 5. I told you I did.
Honestly, I
my
think you could
ranking
even
wrong,
justify
so.
him as being a top like 5. Nah.
I don't get no. Overall, no.
But definitely, yeah, he's up there for sure.
I think I got the best ranking overall, so that's all I got to say. Mine almost matches the composite.
That's because you went in there and you fixed it.
LeBron, that's nasty.
Composite also has Ja over LeBron. Boom.
Not I.
Yeah, I mean,
Nice, sister.
well, you got
And
trained
then,
over Ja.
you guys ruined the composite with Jokic. That's crazy.
I have him at 5.
No.
I don't have good Jokic in my top 5 at all.
Well, he
Looks like we
not
can't
in
talk
the draft
basketball
cycle.
anymore. We were much more civil
I-
talking football.
Yeah, because basketball hurt people's feelings a little bit, I guess. Yeah.
I'm not hurt.
Alright.
All right. Anyway.
I'm not hurt.
So we're
talking
gonna
about
close
myself.
out for the day on our closing segment, Just the Tip, where one of our bros offers us some words of advice. So Tunde has come to give us some good advice to live our lives with. So go ahead, June.
All right, you guys. So everyone have a good week, but be very careful out there. The roads are horrible. Definitely if you live in our area, potholes, weather with snow and ice can really affect your commute. And sometimes you might, blow a tire and blow a rim or, damage your car. With your car insurance, make sure that you have rental coverage. I don't care if you can afford it, please get the rental coverage because right now due to COVID, we got shit like fucking vaccination strikes going on with the trucking industry. Everything that you need to get your car fixed is going to be on back order. It's going to take, up to a month or 2 to get your car fixed. Right now my car's in the shop because they can't even get my rim. It's been probably 3 or 4 weeks right now. They said it's still not coming in. Thank goodness they gave me a loaner. The dealership gave me a loaner, but I do not have rental car insurance. So I would suggest, anyone who, looking at their car insurance, about to re-up for the new 6 months or whatever, looking at getting rental insurance, because definitely if you live in a commuter town or got to get to work, got to keep your wheels under you. So that's my advice to you guys. Stay safe out there on these roads.
Peace out. Stay safe.
See ya.